Well, what's happening? Prince Ash here, back with another video. This is Rambling On, number 3. I recorded one last night, and I wasn't really happy with it, so I didn't upload it, but sure, we'll see. Well, I don't even know what we're going to see about, man, but yeah, I suppose I was saying we'll see if I upload that one at a later date, but I doubt I will. I'll just keep cooking up fresh videos and uploading them. And yeah, I'm doing good today. Connected with friends and went for a coffee in town with a few friends, and that was nice. And yeah, I got a can of Lucasade here. Blue Rush, it's nice. It's like raspberry or, blue slushy or something. It's tasty, man. Do they have Lucasade where you are? Drop it in the comments, let me know. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We're on 248. We're aiming for 250. If you want to be that 249th or 250th sub, that'd be great. Drop a like and a comment. Let me know what's going on with you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll do a detailed video answering those questions as best as I can, which I have done in previous videos. So you should check them out as well. I'll link a playlist for my most popular videos in the description. And yeah, my cousin actually had a post on Instagram there that resonated with me a lot. And she was saying, in a way, she was kind of talking to her younger self and kind of acknowledging her thought processes and personal views and beliefs when she was a bit younger, in her early 20s, and comparing that to who she is now, and just being aware of that and having that kind of conversation with herself. And that resonated with me big time. Just for a little bit of context, my cousin, she's a content creator on Instagram, a life coach, and she has a blog, and she's a presenter for a few things as well. Yeah, she's very good at what she does. I really enjoy her content. I'll link it in the description. It's very good. But I reached out to her and I just said, you know what? I am an absolute bully to my younger self, and it's time for me to be a bit more empathetic and understanding. Because, when I think back to certain times, even my early 20s, late teens, when I think back to embarrassing moments, I may have said something silly or said something embarrassing. My first thought now is, oh, fuck, that's the end of the world. That's so fucking embarrassing. And I feel that shame. And when I try to be a bit more empathetic to my younger self in that way, I'm thinking, like, what was I going through at that time? Why is that so embarrassing? And I'm very, what's the word? Catastrophizing any embarrassing moments I had. And a lot of people deal with shame as well, and it might be the end of the world for them as well, and on certain things and issues, but for me now, I'm trying to change my relationship with that shame and those memories, and it might be something so trivial as in, I'll give you one example, right? I was on a night out and I was a little bit naive and a bit odd in myself, and I was off my head, and someone said, oh, the poor young fella, and I remember saying, I'm not that young, and I didn't mean it in a cheeky way, but it came across as being cheeky. And for me, even now, that's an example that happened the other day, and my first reaction was, oh, fucking hell, why did I say that? And That's so embarrassing. That's so fucking embarrassing. Why the fuck did I say that? Like, and, you know, like, that's me being a bully to not my former self, my younger self. I guess you could say my former self as well, because I've a new life in recovery, so to speak. But I'm also trying not to. I might be a new person and have a new life, but I'm still connected to my younger self and that's why I don't like saying my former self. You know, so it's time for me to stop being a bully, because I'm not a bully to anyone else. I'm pretty agreeable and nice and polite to everyone in my life, and to strangers and friends and family and whatever. I try to have a good relationship with them. So why should I be treating myself like shit when I'm nice to everyone else? Like, you know? And there's absolutely no one in my life now who, you know, bullies me or harms me, disrespects me, abuses me. Nobody. And it's also because I've cut myself off from, like, the bullies and the bad people in my past. Like, but everyone's growing up. You know what I mean? And no one has a bone to pick with me as much as I'd like to think they do. Like, so fucking, yeah, I'm just trying to, I'd like to say, change the way I feel, which is, as an addict, that's what I was always trying to do. But if I change the way I think, it's going to change the way I feel, and it's going to change the way I act in public or to certain people, and things are going to get better. And I'm not saying things are bad now, because things are pretty good, but things are en route to getting a lot better too, you know? And yeah, things are pretty good today. I'm heading back into town shortly. I'm meeting a few friends as well, and get a coffee and have a chat. I know it's late in the evening, but we're weird like that. We do get coffees in the evening. I suppose when you're sober, you have to have something, like, you know. But there was a bit of a blast from the past today, like, in town with me. I was getting a coffee with my friend in town, and this old man kind of started chatting to us. He was behind us in the line at the coffee shop, and he was saying, like, oh yeah, Italy are doing well in the rugby, aren't they? And we were like, yeah, because they're beating Wales, like. And I was saying, yeah, Wales have declined a little in recent years, and it's good to see the Italians doing well, like, because, you know, they aren't the best team in the world at rugby, like, so it is nice to see them doing well, and they kind of deserve it, you know. And this man, I recognized him. I think he's either the owner, or he was the owner or manager of a hostel in town, a tourist hostel. And when I was 18, I became homeless pretty much. And I ended up staying in that hostel for a week. And I remember seeing that old man at the hostel, and he booked me into the hostel, and he said, you know, we're not supposed to take local lads. This is a tourist hostel. I know you might have trouble with your family, like, and, you know, I'll let you in this time. But yeah, and I ended up wreaking havoc in the hostel. And that was a blast from the past. Like, I was using, drinking drugs, and I was not behaving in a social manner. It was antisocial. And yeah, the manager of the hostel was kind of pissed off with me as well. I'd say he was glad to see me out the door after the week I spent in there, like. But yeah, bumped into him today in town. I was nervous. I was like, oh, don't mention the past. I hope he doesn't mention the past, you know. And he didn't. We just had a chat about the rugby and coffee and stuff, and that was that. And Do you know what? I see this guy around town the odd time. He hangs around in coffee shops a good bit, like. So if I ever get chatting to him again, I will bring up the past and I'll just say, look, I'll tell him how it is. That's where I was at back then. This is where I'm at now. I'm sorry for the hassle I caused. And that'll be enough amends for that. Like, trust me, I've plenty more amends to make from the carnage of my addiction. I have serious shit to deal with certain people, and I need to right my wrongs, which I will do, you know. And things are going to work out, like. And yeah, things are good. Can't complain. About the spiritual side of things, it's about like, oh, let me just have a quick look at the text. My auntie sent me a text, and it was interesting. It was something along the lines of having a faith in a God that might exist, and it resonated with me as well. So, it was only when I came to believe I was powerless over alcohol, only when I appealed to a God who just might exist, that I experienced a spiritual awakening. And that's the first step, right? Admitting you have a problem, you're powerless over alcohol. I'm powerless in the sense, when I start, I can't stop. And then a whole load of consequences come along with that. And I have been appealing to a God who I think might just exist. I'm not saying he does exist. And in that faith is that spiritual awakening. And I know I'm supposed to pray for, like, only for knowledge of God's will for me and the power to carry that out. Right now, it's just staying sober and trying to be helpful to other people in my life, like, and it's something I need to strengthen. And it says here as well, what did it say? Let me have a look now. The faith followed afterward, a gift indeed. This freedom-giving experience came first, and the faith followed after. So, I suppose I have been given the freedom of sobriety, like, you know what I mean? And I feel that today, and I know I have it, and I need to mind it and hold on to my recovery, because it's the most important thing in my life. And it probably always will be, like, you know, and I have to take it seriously, and I am, you know. So yeah, that's rambling on for today, number 3. And we'll be back soon, and I'll probably do some reaction videos later on. So peace. Subscribe. Prince Ash.